What is up? Welcome back to a talk on Titan. We are talking about episode 3 from season 4. This is called The Door of Hope. I'm here with Ben Goddard. What's up, Ben? What's up, man?
I'm great, man. How are you, dude? Like I cannot get over how good every single episode is so far. Like I don't, we got the action episode 1. We got it. Like I am so okay with these just information overload episodes. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I mean, I loved last episode. The more and more I rewatched it, I rewatched it like a good, like maybe 5 or 6 times. And the more I did, the more I was like, man, this is really good character development, really good story building. And then this week, we got that massive info dump when it comes to literally Reiner's POV, when it comes to everything that went down in the first season of Attack on Titan, basically.
Yes.
Right before Eren joined the cadets.
Yes, and that's the thing is that we all saw a young Eren and young Mikasa run around Shing and Shisha, like being little kids, getting into fights, squabbling with the military police and stuff like that. We never thought about that Reiner, Annie, and Bertolt were all the same age when they took down the wall. Like literally just it reminds me of what was that Idris Elba movie about the child soldiers,
Beast of No Nation,
like that. It reminded me of that with like their training regiment and just like them being beaten, or like, do you want to be anything more than Eldians? You want to be honorary Marleys, like do it for your family, do it for your honor, like do it for apologizing on behalf of your entire race, basically. And just, oh my gosh, everything about it. The fact that Reiner and Bertolt took down the wall when they were 12. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah. No, it's definitely interesting, right? Because that's what I thought of when I rewatched the other seasons, was always thinking in the back of my head, like, little angry little Eren boy is like on the other side of that is like Bertolt, colossal Titan 12-year-old. Like, I just like can't imagine that.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's so much to think about. And the only thing is, like, remember when they took down Wall Rose? Where did the skeleton go? Because remember, like, Eren was about to strike him, and then he did the steam thing, and the whole skeleton disappeared. I'm wondering about that because, they showed the skeleton, like, right on the other side of the wall, and we're not going to see that either. But I'm just wondering where that skeleton went when they took down Wall Rose, like when Eren was like it disappeared. Like, what happened?
Yeah, maybe he learned a way. I don't know, because I don't think you can just make it disappear. Maybe he learned a way to just make it disappear quicker inside the steam. Like maybe the steam just was blowing so much that Eren just couldn't see where it went. Maybe it dissipated quicker. I'm not sure. That's a great question.
It's like not even like really nitpick. It just made me think about it when it showed the skeleton leaning against the wall. And it's possible, but especially like with how big, I love that, when they were breaking down, and we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get to
going
that.
over the files of like, okay, female Titan, jaw Titan, card Titan, like these are the specialties. The specialty of the colossal Titan is simply the transformation, because the transformation is so huge. It's literally like a nuclear bomb going off.
Yeah, I love that scene where they were just like, jaw Titan, assault, female Titan, strike. Colossal Titan, it's a freaking god. It's Godzilla,
a Titan of destruction. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. And the fact
they called it a god of destruction is what I saw.
A god of destruction. And just like the fact that they won, literally, it's one thing for them to take down the wall when they're so young. They literally won a war for Marley before they went to the island. Like, they had to prove themselves in a war. So these are battle hardened kids going over to the island, and explain so much about Annie that she's just this total badass, and she's just like, nah, that doesn't matter. Like, nothing phases Annie at all. And I'm wondering if we're gonna we got this flashback with Annie. Do you think we're gonna see more of current day Annie, or do you think is she still in the crystal?
I think she's definitely still in the little diamond crystal that she's in right now.
Yeah.
I still think we'll get more backstory of her, though, just because we got a little bit this episode. Let's get into it, man, just because I definitely want to talk about Annie, because I feel like we got a tiny little bit more of Annie probably since season 1. This is the most Annie we've gotten since like season 1. Let's get into it. So right off in my notes, I have the opening where I thought that was Falco in the beginning. With the
thought so too.
Yeah, turns out Reiner's dad is a Marleyan, and he is trying to redeem himself so that his family, his parents, basically can be together again. It's kind of his dream, where he wants to be a honorary Marleyan and reunite with his dad and his mom so they can live together in the city and not in the internment camps. What do you think of that whole dynamic as far as his dad being a Marleyan?
Man, they are just making us try to love Reiner.
Yeah. Oh, I've been on board since season 2.
They're
like
trying
end of season 1. I was on board. As soon as he like broke out of Annie's hand,
yeah,
I was like, I love Reiner. That's my boy. Even though that was planned.
They're trying to turn everybody into Andres Cabreras this season with just like the shit Reiner has gone through, man. Like he has every reason and every single ounce of motivation just as much, if not more, than Eren does. And that's so crazy.
I would say it's equal, yeah.
And that's the thing is that I love that they're literally like, it is setting up. And especially with the end of this episode, which we will get to, the end of this episode on the bench with Coulter Falco. I always get those mixed up. Younger brother, Falco, the younger brother who he was talking to on the bench. We are setting up for a Eren versus Reiner showdown, because like as much motivation as we get for Reiner and as much as we pull for the mainland Eldians, Reiner and Eren are never talking it out. They are never ever talking this out. Like it is going to be a barn burner of a fight between these two, because they both are fighting for so much. They're fighting for their people, they're fighting for their families. Like, just every single episode we get so much more about Reiner's backstory, and I love it. I really do love it, because I wasn't you. I was with Eren. I hated Reiner. So I am all about learning and just sympathizing with these mainland Eldians and the entire just like Holocaust camp full of people that are beaten down daily and their kids are brainwashed. And it's so sad, but I love seeing him hopefully break out of it, and we'll see where he's going.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see exactly where this is going to go. It's interesting, right? Because I'm a big Reiner fan, but I feel like I can relate to Eren a little bit more than I can do to Reiner, at least when it comes to like season 1 tragedy and all that kind of stuff that he had to deal with, as far as like losing his mom, having to take care of his family, wanting revenge, all that crap that he went through. Legit, like, is a little bit more relatable to me personally. I had a joke on Twitter a couple months ago where it was like the anime character you thought you were and the anime character you actually are.
Oh yeah.
I put like the one I thought I was Vegeta, as far as like, Prince of All Saiyans, badass, and then the one I actually am is Eren Yeager. I'm Eren Yeager, man. Like, I am the super hothead guy who just like screams at everyone and like gets really mad at people. That's me. That I would totally be Eren in this whole situation. Yet in this season, I feel like the more and more I think about it, the more I'm like, Reiner is such a compelling character. But what it is, and I guess we can kind of jump to that, because I titled that in the description, is that Reiner and Eren are the same damn person. Like, I even put it as like our back screen. If you see that right now, that's Reiner and Eren. They're the same people. They're literally the same personality, same struggle, same commitment. One of them still has their mom, but it's still not there. In a way, Reiner doesn't have his mom, and one of them lost his mom because of them. So they have the whole mom thing too, instead of the dad thing, because Reiner doesn't have his dad. His dad rejected him. But they both have that little like burn down the world kind of attitude when it comes to their commitment and their mission, and when it comes to their personality, as far as being sporadic and angry and kind of whiny and frustrated. And then eventually they get to be a little bit more centered. Like, I think that's where Eren is now. And that's where Reiner was when we met him back in season 1, where he was just like, all right, I'm done with like baby Reiner. I'm full leader Reiner. I am the alpha. I am the main top dog here. But they're the same person.
They really are. And, that moment for Eren came later. I think that moment for Eren was when...
And I think it's end of season 3.
I think it was end of part 1, like when Rice is coming and he's like punching himself. He's like, I'm beating up this stupid crybaby. Like, he's gone. And you saw that in the second half, like when they retook the wall. He was all business. He never cried. He never was like, Reiner, how could you do this? He was like, no, we have a job to do and I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn how to use my hardening ability. I'm going to learn how to do this. And they got it done.
Yeah.
but yeah, just like the Reiner literally sees himself in Eren in that moment and picks him up. And it's, oh God, there's so much like just complexity to these characters. And I love that like there's no like good and evil. It's just like everyone's fighting for these reasons. And you want them to just go, like you want the Islanders and the mainlanders just to sit down and be like, all right, our enemy are the Marleys. Can we stop fighting each other?
I was going to say, yeah, the Marleys is evil, I think.
Yeah, they absolutely are. But like with the protagonists and antagonists that have been set up for 3 seasons, they're both on the same side. They're just fighting each other because they've been pitted against each other. They're literally like, you know, it's like 2 dogs being like fought, like it's like dog fighting. Like, you know, these the evil people are the ones putting these animals fighting against each other. And it's like, that shouldn't be what is happening. Like, and you want them to be able to sit down, but too much has happened. Like the fact that they, you know, what was it? It was 250,000 people that were lost. Yeah. Like when the wall fell, you know, they tried to retake the wall and, you know, like I think like 100 came back or something like that. So 250,000 people, let alone all the people that died when Wall Rose fell. And so there's too much has happened for them to sit at a table and talk it out, but you keep wanting them to. And especially the more and more you learn about the mainlanders and how oppressed they are and how just second-class citizens they're treated. And it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting because every time it's harder and harder right now, at least for me, because it's been so long to like reconnect to like the Survey Corps just because it's been a minute. But I feel like if you go back and watch their perspective, they just don't know what's going on. They just want to know what's going on because they have no idea. At least Reiner and his team know what's up. Like they know the history and they know like, oh yeah, if you eat this Titan, blah, blah, blah. They know everything scientifically and they know everything historically. Whereas like the smartest person inside the walls, which is Erwin, is like trying to figure that out. Like that's all his mission is.
Yeah. Like
he just wants to learn.
Yeah. And now do you think now there's that line from who's Marcel's brother? What's his name? Poco?
No, so it's Marcel and Galliard, but his nickname is Paco or Poco. Yeah.
Okay.
That's his nickname because in last episode, he was like, don't call me that. That's a dumb nickname.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Marcel was the original Jaw Titan, right? That got eaten.
And then it's Galliard now.
Yeah. So Marcel, you heard him ask when they were on the campfire the night before he dies, you heard him ask, like, will they really not use the Founding Titan? Now, do you think he was asking that because he doesn't want to use it against them because the Founding Titan can control them? Or do you think he was asking for like the survival of their own people? Like, do you think they really won't use it even to save themselves?
Yeah, that's the one to me. That's what I heard. Because I think their plan, or the Marley's plan, because I think Reiner was just like, F it, I'm just going to make my own plan. Because I think the Marley's plan was, let's go in, break the wall, and that will make the Founding Titan pop up. That'll make him pissed off and be like, hey, you can't just, kill my people and declare war. I'm going to show up. And as soon as he shows up, we jump him. Like that was their plan, where it's like it's 4-on-1. As soon as he pops out, we can jump him and take him down. I think that was their plan. And then that's when Marcel was like, even if we break down the wall, are you sure? Like maybe he won't even show up, and it's all like, people, his people being eaten, he probably won't care, and we'll be wasting our time trying to look for him. And it goes into it later in the episode when you find out what Annie's doing too, which it took me a minute to find out what she was doing, but I think that goes in hand too, as far as them trying to look for the Founding Titan. Because
she was acting like a regular Titan just to get into the wall, and she was like expecting to run into the Founding Titan either like this time or when Wall Rose fell. Like I think and that's the thing, is that I think they did want to destroy them, but I think you're absolutely right. They're trying to flush out the Founding Titan.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I think like after 5 years, they're getting so tired, and Annie's creeping around the sewers and runs into Kenny the Ripper. Yeah. And that shows how good Annie is that she got away from Kenny. But
it shows how good Kenny is to get away from me. That's how I read it too.
Like that, man, just like the fantasy matchups you have for all the Attack on Titan people. I need that Death Battle YouTube channel to just do all Attack on Titan people to just show us who would really win. But yeah, just they had this plan, and you could see like after 5 years, and all right, we're gonna join the survey, we're gonna join the military to try and get that they got Annie into literally the center wall because of it. Like, they're like, okay, we know we'll get promoted because we've been training our whole lives. These guys are all militia coming from farm towns that, you know, we're just like, oh, I'm here to get a free meal, basically.
Yeah,
And
no, that's definitely what it is for sure. And I think they haven't talked about it yet, but I think they hinted at the plan that Reiner had when he eventually took over the team, where I think his plan was like, all right, me and Bertolt are going to do this, and then you, Annie, are going to do this, where you're going to go inside the Capitol, you're going to join the, what do they call them? The, when you're in the inner circle, the military branch?
I know, interior police or something like that, interior squad.
Yeah, but basically that was their whole mission, to split off and to not seem connected as far as their connection to be there. Speaking of Annie, Zarin Gabriel in the chat talked about her destruction of that grasshopper. Yeah, Annie is effed up in the head, bro.
Oh,
like,
dude,
I'm sorry.
She's already like shell shocked as a 12-year-old. Like,
yeah, I mean, but she's also a little kooky.
Well, I mean, you saw even in like season 1, like, on one hand, they're already like getting trained by the Marleyans, saying like, hey, you're worthless, you're scum, this is the only way you can redeem yourself and your people. She got it at home too. Like, her dad was the one like fighting and sparring her, so she was literally bred to be this child soldier. She was bred to be a warrior to redeem her family. Because like Reiner, his mom was like, go get him, honey, but I'm always going to be proud of you. You know, if only we weren't Eldians. So he had his own motivation, but his mom wasn't like pushing him to do it. Annie got it on both sides. Annie got it from the drill instructor for the Marleyans, and then when she got home, her dad was her own drill instructor.
Yeah. No, it definitely, that's a good point too, but I still feel like, okay, all these kid warriors are slightly demented in their own way, but Annie is like a special kind of demented, where she's like the closed off kid who like likes torturing ants and crap.
Yeah.
That's kind of her attitude as well, and we see that when she just unleashes on Reiner, basically killing him. I thought I was like, damn, you're gonna kill this guy. But when she was kind of like, her voice was cracking and kind of losing it, I saw that, and it reminded me back to season 1, where when she got revealed, she pulled I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but she pulled a light Yagami, where she just, her crazy hysterical laughter, that made it seem like, oh, she is gone.
Yeah, she's there's something missing. There's something missing up there, but it's like everybody has those moments in this show. I feel like that's the one common thread. It's like everybody has those moments where it clicks and they change. And the only thing is, we've never seen Annie's, and Annie's must have come so young for her to click, because, you know, we saw Reiner's on the island choking Annie out. And that's literally later on in boot camp, when Reiner's the 6'6" Aryan hula dude, Annie's kicking his ass in one-on-one combat. But in this moment, he snaps. He's like, all right, Marcel's gone. This is my mission now. We're not going home. I'm not getting eaten. I'm not getting replaced. I'm honoring my family. I'm redeeming my family. We're doing this. Bertolt, it happens while he's like literally flying through the air. Something clicks for him. Like, you know, in season 2, you know, all Armin has to say like, hey, we're torturing Annie. And he goes, you know, he loses his mind and like freaks out. He's like, oh, Reiner, save me, save me. Doesn't happen in season 3. Armin, that happens to him while he's doing that to Bertolt. Like, we have all these moments that people are clicking into like their destiny. I think like Mikasa and Levi Erwin are the only people that know who they are from moment 1. And so Annie might be in that category where she just knows who she is. Granted, it might be a sociopath, but she's never doubted her mission, what she's there to do. And even like, she's like, we need to go home. We failed. It's like, well, you're going to get eaten too. She's like, I don't care about that. But the fact that you're only saying that to save your own ass is what's pissing me off. I'm going to beat you half to death right now.
Yeah. And then you saw that, like you just said, that snap into Reiner, where he turns into the Reiner that we know, which is the leader, the man, the dog, the top dog, where even Eren says in episode 6 in Warrior, when he obviously transforms and he shows his form as Armor Titan, like Reiner was like our big brother. He was like super strong. He was number 2 in his class. The only one better than Reiner was Mikasa in his class. Like, the guy is a badass. Like, the guy is a shoulder above everyone else as far as in skill and smarts and everything. Like, the guy is top dog. And that's not how we started out. He started out as kind of like a whiny kid who's just not very strong. Galliard makes fun of him like every day, saying you're the weakest one and you suck.
Yeah, there's 7 of us and there's 6 spots. You're not getting one.
Yeah. And it shows you that Reiner was that kind of weaker kid, similar to an Eren who's like wants to be strong, but he's just not strong until that moment when he snaps at Annie and just chokes her out and just shows his like basically super strength that he has. Because I think Reiner is like the strongest dude, well, I mean, naturally.
Yeah,
he's like strong dude.
And we saw it even before, we got his backstory. You saw that his drive, like Levi stabs him through the neck and through the heart, and it does not kill him because like he's literally like self-consciously like transforming into the Armored Titan in season 3 because he refuses to lose this fight. Like I'm honestly, I think if it wasn't for Zeke's royal blood, Reiner would have for sure beaten him with Armored versus Beast Titan, but he's not going to win against Zeke because of the royal blood and, controlling the Titan that way. Yeah. And they even say that when they're running down the facts of all the Titans, like there's something special about Zeke. There's something like the throwing capability is what makes the Beast Titan strong. But on top of that, there's something special about him.
Yeah. And they said what they said about Reiner. Let's jump to that scene, because I have a few notes as far as I love the way they described each Titan. To me, this was like, I think his name is Keith Shaldist in season 1, where he's running down his scouts, his cadet corps, their graduating class. And he's like, Sasha, she's weird, but she's good. Mikasa, she's the greatest soldier I've ever seen. Eren, he's okay, but he's super focused. And he just runs it down. Commander McGath does the same in this episode with each one of the warrior kids, and he describes the Titans, which I don't think we've ever gotten like an official description of each Titan.
If you want to bring, I got Reiner's military shot right up there too.
So with Reiner, what was interesting about his was he said that we're giving this to Reiner because of his perseverance, was the word he used. He used one word for each kid. With Reiner, it was perseverance. And I think that's the perfect way to describe what he has when it comes to him choking out Annie, when it comes to him like picking up that little Titan, like his super strength, like when he gets so focused and so like basically when he snaps, when he's like choking out Marco, feeds him to the Titan. Like when Reiner goes savage mode, nobody can stop Reiner. So let's give him the armored, because if he's just going headstrong and focused and straight down, like no one's going to stop him because of his perseverance.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. What do you think of that?
No, and again, we go back to the comparison to Eren because it's right there. Because like how the boot camp chief like literally sabotaged his gear so he would fail. And Eren still was able to balance with the 3DM gear, and it's just like the guy, it goes back to his monologue about people being special. And is Eren special? We really still don't know. Eren's been forced into this special thing of like, and I think they even say that it was like, oh, if it wasn't, I think Gene says that once or twice. It was like, if it wasn't for your Titan, you would have died so many times. If it wasn't for your Titan, and healing powers, you would have died so many times in this fight. But someone Helsing in the chat says the perfect way. Eren and Reiner are two sides of the same coin. They absolutely are. They're the same person. They think they're fighting for different reasons when in fact they're fighting for the exact same reason. How Reiner's like, I'm not the best, but I want to kill all the Islanders. I want to kill all the Islanders. That's all Eren's saying. I want to kill every single Titan. I want to kill every single Titan. And so that's it. It scares people and like kind of makes them uncomfortable. When Galliard literally makes fun of him, he's like, "What? Are you not?" It's reminded me of very like Soviet Russia, where like, "Are you not committed enough? I'll go tell the brass that you're a revolutionary right now." And he's like, "What is? I was just teasing you." Because you suck and you're gonna like turn me in for treason. Like he like ramped it up to like this crazy level. And so I think that is what, and we get a little bit later with Marcel saying he was trying to protect his brother. Yeah. But I think that you can give that recommendation, but also the Marleyans saw that and like, this kid will never betray us. Yeah. Because again, there is that trust level, not trust level, but like, okay, we're giving this Eldian, this crazy power, we have to make sure they never turn against us, because one of these Titans can obviously take down an army. If all 4 of them do, we're screwed.
Yeah, absolutely. My thing too is the idea of him not necessarily being stronger than everyone else, but being a lot more focused than everyone else and being a lot more committed than everyone else. Where I think Galliard, Marcel, Annie, everyone has their own reasons, even Peek or Piek. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but it's that idea of I don't just want to be, I need to be the armored Titan. I don't just want to save my family. I want to save the world. Like this guy's like times 10 as far as everyone else. Zaren Gabriel, hopefully he's not spoiling anything. Let's see. It says, before they did the backstory, I said there's no way I would ever forgive Reiner. I felt so betrayed when he revealed himself. Any predictions on what you think the new Titan will be? Predictions for Eren? Yeah, I mean, I guess we could jump there. Thank you for the super chat, Zaren. I appreciate you. By the way, anyone else in the chat, we really do appreciate you guys, because we know there's not a lot of people who love Attack on Titan as much as we do. So everyone who's in the chat right now, we appreciate you. But please, no spoilers. Like, I don't care if it's like a little itty bitty one.
We do not read the manga, however you want to call it. We do not read that. So please, no spoilers. We know the Warhammer Titan is coming. I don't want to see any pictures. I don't want to know anything about it.
Yes.
We can speculate about like what we think this.
Well, I'm assuming he has a Warhammer.
You wonder, and again, like,
it's
we
the
were
guy
talking
with the
about,
hammer.
We're talking, and we're going to get it next week. We got, the preview. They're going back to the Tybus family. And that was the one thing I was like, I wanted to see, like, I just wanted to see the Warhammer Titan this week, but I knew they were going to tease it with us. That's the name of this show. But man, I'm so excited for like just the politics of the Tybus family and
Tiber,
is it Tiber? Okay. My bad.
Tiber, yeah.
I'm so excited to see what this Warhammer Titan, like what its powers are, how it's progressed this Eldian family to royalty. Like, that's insane to me still.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting, right? Because we had the rundown of the Titans, so it's almost like, what else can it be? It has to have some sort of like superpowers, something that makes it different. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called Warhammer Titan.
Yeah,
like that's the most badass name of all the Titans, in my opinion. So it's got to be something like that. And for Eren, he also said predictions for Eren. I mean, dude, I said it last week, man. I think that guy was Eren, and I think this week
it's him.
It's him. It's got to be Eren.
And that's like, that's why I'm like, we're headed for a Reiner Eren showdown.
Yeah,
and
he's in the city. He's infiltrating.
He's in there.
Yeah.
And someone brought it up last week. I want to give credit where credit's due. I can't remember who the chatter was, but they're like, I think that guy with the long hair who was watching them talk, he had the armband on the wrong arm, and they said like, oh, it's because you're shell shocked, your PTSD or whatever. But like, he seems like a spy, and that was such a good call because that's Eren. That's like when he was talking to Falco, I was like, man, that voice sound. Is that Eren? It sounds like him. And then it showed his eyes, and I was like, oh my God, he's in there.
Yeah, I got it too with what it was saying. Only Eren would say shit like that. As far as like, there's a hell, and on the other side of hell, there's a deeper hell. And and I was like, oh, that's Eren.
Oh yeah, because that's literally like, that's like kind of like, a mirror image of like, hey, we made it to the sea, but on the other side of the sea, we like, oh, on the other side of the wall, there's the sea, and we can make it to the sea, but on the other side of the sea, there's everybody that wants to kill us. And so that right there, it's like, okay, what has the Scout Regiment been working on for the last 4 years? Eren apparently hasn't gotten a haircut since then. Nope. And what is their plan? Like, is Mikasa around there? Is Armin around there? Is, Hanji there? Is Levi? Or are they waiting? Like, because he's so deep in enemy territory. Like, yes, he has the Founding and Attack Titan, but he's surrounded by the Beast Titan, the Card Titan, the Jaw Titan,
the Marley military,
who are officials. Like,
they just jump him.
That's the thing.
It's over.
The Marley military, especially around the camp, has anti-Titan weapons waiting just in case there's a revolution there. So what is his plan? Because like, he's so deep in enemy territory. Is he trying to gather intel? Is he trying to find the reason of like why we're on the island? Why do they keep trying to kill us? What is happening? So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm super interested because again, I said last week that is so risky. Like, bro, you could get jumped and it's over. Like that. It's so quickly
Yeah.
over because you are literally in enemy territory where like everyone knows what you are. Where in Paradise, no one knew what the hell was going on. So they were just like, I don't know, run. Here, it's like, we know what you are, we're ready, we're gonna jump you. So it's a little bit risky, but hey, if he wants to try that, and if Hanji has a plan, I trust in Hanji.
I trust in Hanji, and I'm also, Alvaro says in the chat, like, does his leg grow back when he goes Titan form? I assume so.
Yeah, I think he can do it at will, right?
And that's the thing, is that's the kind of control Eren has on his Titan now, is that he's telling his body to not heal.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, Reiner did it too. Flashback to season 2 when Reiner got bit by that big Titan.
Yeah. And he didn't heal
it
until he revealed himself. And then, like, right before our eyes, like, the whole scar and broken bone, like, just went.
Yep.
And that was like, you go back to that, one of the best moments of the show.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of control Eren has. Like, now it's been 4 years. So you wonder how good he is with the Founding Titan, how good he is with the Attack Titan. It's like,
he's probably unbeatable, bro. He's
so unbeatable now.
Yeah,
it's just
he's got to be. Yeah.
And, we go back to the poster of season 4 where, is that the internment camp? Is that Zeke or is that Reiner with his armband?
I still think it's Reiner. I mean, obviously, please don't tell us in the chat. Like, I will get mad. But I think it's Reiner. I really do think that poster, I was like, oh, that's clearly Reiner there and Eren. And yeah.
But speaking of Reiner, suicidal.
We can jump to that. He wanted to blow his brains out, basically.
Now, would that kill him?
I think he would have, yeah, because I think, like, I still think, remember I told you, I think episode 1, I think it was episode 1, when I said if you cut off the head, I think it'll kill him. I'm doing vampire logic. So same concept, like if you blow off the head, I guess you could kill him. If your conscious is inside of there, I guess he would just, another armor titan would be born somewhere around there, because it would be another Eldian that would inherit it, right?
I'm assuming so. Like,
you just can't like eat his dead body.
But I'm wondering because the only thing I have to counteract the cut off the head you win is that Captain Levi, his side story where he completely annihilates that Titan. He cuts off the head, but then he still hits the nape too in that scene.
No, I mean, like in human form, cut off the head.
Do you think in human form? Like, okay,
yeah.
I'm wondering because you saw him get stabbed in the neck and the heart and it didn't do anything, but maybe removing the head totally. But
that's why I'm like, I don't know. I mean, then again, I thought he was gonna pull a Hulk where he just spits out the bullet.
I think it's possible.
He like wakes up with a bullet in his hand and he's like, crap. Like,
I think it's like it could be like a Groundhog Day thing where he's just like, I can do this and I'll feel the pain, but it won't kill me. Like it'll be like, I deserve this punishment almost. But it won't kill me. Like, he'll feel like, the bullet leave and then he'll be knocked out forever. Yeah. Because I mean, like, what was it in season 3? He got this up, got knocked off.
He got his brain blown off. Like, it was clean off. Yeah. He was dead for sure. Like, the only reason why he lived is they showed him move his consciousness to the rest of his body and not his brain. Yeah. But if he consciously keeps it in his brain, I think he could get his brain blown off.
Yeah.
And die in the process. I think so. Otherwise, I don't think he would try it. But again, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, that's because we knew that, like, Reiner was suffering with some PTSD from the wall attack, from Mikasa taking, like, literally blowing his head off. Transferring your consciousness probably messes you up. And then on top of that, you see him kind of questioning, like, okay, I was brainwashed as a little kid. I went through all this, and I'm still treated like dog crap. All my comrades treat like dog crap. Like, no one mourns Annie, no one mourns Bertolt or Marcel. Like, they don't care. They're just tools and next man up type thing.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I kind of want to impart this wisdom on Falco, but he has to tiptoe through the tulips, making sure that Falco doesn't pull a Zeke and turn him in because, like, they're barely surviving these fights now. Like, technology has officially caught up to Titans. They are barely surviving these fights. Because you saw in the flashback when they won that war as kids, there was nothing. Like they were winning these battles.
Yeah,
like,
they were
no
shooting.
problem.
I noticed it because I rewatched the episode twice. They were shooting at Annie, and not even the bullets were doing anything to Annie. And I was like, Annie's not even like hardening, and she's still
like they were all literally just like, you know, the Jaw Titans moving and the Car Titan are moving because, you know, that's how they move. But they're literally just kind of like walking around like, but now technology has come up to where even when the train gets destroyed, everything is going their way. They're barely winning these fights against technology. And so I'm wondering, because like, you know, and literally seeing Falco, hearing Falco, like, what am I going to like pound on his door just or on the wall outside of his, looked like a cell. Like,
that was another thing. Again, because we jumped so much this episode, I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, that looks like a jail cell. Why is Reiner in a jail cell? Is it because he said there's good people on both sides? Is it did his mom read him out and say like, hey, he was saying some weird stuff? Like,
it's possible. I don't know. Or, you know, like if they keep the Titans there separate.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe they keep him there.
Yeah, keep him there to like keep him on 24-hour watch or something. But yeah, just Falco literally possibly saving Reiner's life in that moment, and him like, oh yeah, I have these kids I need to live for. Either if he's going down that same path, he's like, I need to train them so they don't die, or I need to show them the error of their ways.
Yeah, like save them and stuff. Let's jump back to the whole like Guardians of the Galaxy, like who are these guys kind of thing. What a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it. The lineup.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad lineup thing. Let's go to we talked about Reiner. Do you have Annie in there?
I do have Annie. Give me 1 second. I had Zeke pulled up. Let me pull up female. There she is.
So for me, the thing about Annie that was interesting, obviously they talked a lot about the female Titan, describing it. They said the number one strength is versatility. It says right there. So it says versatility is the number one strength. Hardened strikes are basically unstoppable. And at a short range, it could call and command pure Titans. And then they were like, Annie fits that perfectly. What'd you think of that description of the female Titan and Annie?
No, it describes Annie perfectly, because I think more so than any other Titan, this is the best warrior you need in a Titan.
Yeah.
Because like the female Titan can be really good or it can be pretty average. But you know, I mean, we saw it in season 1 how she wrecked Levi squad. She wrecked almost the entire scout regiment by herself. Yeah. And it was because it was Annie. I don't think this would have happened if it was anybody else.
Yeah,
I don't think
agree.
It would Boltor. Maybe Reiner, because Reiner's also a good warrior, but still, Reiner again was getting his ass kicked by Annie in basic training. And so her hardening ability, her martial arts ability, like her mind, like how she figured out like how to find Eren in, you know, the middle of the pack, how to weasel her way into the interior police so she can try and, you know, smoke out the founding Titan. I think she was probably getting close, you know, running around the sewers, dodging Kenny the Ripper. But like, that's what I love is how they described the female Titan is versatility, because it absolutely is. Because you saw Armor Titan is the shield. Colossal Titan is all about basically the transformation, and, you know, maybe a little bit after that. The Beast Titan is usually just throwing, but because it's Zeke, there's a little bit more. Card Titan is endurance. Jaw Titan is speed. But with the female Titan is such a big question mark. It's like the flex player on fantasy football. She's like the Alvin Kamara, or, you know, I'm trying to think of, she's like the Christian McCaffrey, like running back, but also can catch passes.
Yeah. She's the Taysom Hill.
That is the perfect thing. Special teams,
Wildcat.
Yeah, throwing, passing, catching, like running. Yeah, exactly. Taysom Hill is the perfect example right there. You hit the nail on the head, Ace. Yeah. Like, literally, she is the Taysom Hill of this team, where she can do anything. She can be infiltrated. She can Annie's just the perfect weapon. And that's why I think like your strongest warrior does go to the female Titan for sure.
Yeah, that's a really cool point. Let's move on to the Cart Titan. If you have the Cart Titan up there too. I I'm curious because I want to ask you a few questions about Peak. I'm gonna start calling her Peak now instead of Peak. But the Card Titan you said is endurance, and they said is endurance as well. It's interesting because she said she stays in her form for like months at a time, which I think is kind of remarkable. Besides that, you know what stood out to me, man, about Peak is her connection to Zeke. What is that about? Because this is the second week in a row where Zeke, like last episode, was like, Peak, that's my girl. Like when he pointed her out when she was talking about the Tybers. And then this week he was like, young Zeke was like, let's go, Peak. Let's leave this little brats. And then I realized the 4 kids that went into the wall, the only 2 people missing were Peak and Zeke.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Why did Annie, Bertold, Marcel, and Reiner go, but not the Cart and the Beast? It must have been for a reason.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is like, what connection do they have, and why wasn't Zeke, like at the very least Zeke, like why was he like? Now they didn't go on the same ship, that's for sure. Like no. they must have gone. I think they were saved as like kind of the they're like the Marley weapons. They didn't want to, risk losing them. And so I think they were sent after 5 years of not hearing from the Fantastic Four. They were sent to be like, okay, guys, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And so, but the fact that we never saw Peak until season 3, Zeke was doing all his recon missions. Like, he went over the wall. He was, causing havoc at the castle. He like infected that entire village. He was wrecking shop by himself, but we didn't see Peak. And so, yeah, I that's such a good point. It's like, what is their connection together? And they do make such a good team. And you saw Peak risk her. You saw, because Peak saw Zeke get wrecked by Levi in 10 seconds flat, and she still went back to save him.
Yeah.
And so she risked a lot to save Zeke.
Yeah, there's definitely loyalty there that I don't see necessarily in others. I mean, obviously she went back and saved Reiner too. She almost ate Hanji or bit Hanji. I don't know. She would have like snapped her in half. Either way, I thought that was such an interesting point. The fact that Peak is there. She's training with Annie. She's training with Marcel. She's doing the same thing as Reiner is, but she stays behind because she seems to be the same age. I was like, oh, that's such an interesting point. I wonder what that's about. But again, we'll find out. But again, let's move on to Marcel, because I was going to call him Galliard.
Yeah,
the Jaw Titan. Obviously, this Titan just elevated the coolness factor for me after Galliard and after seeing it in action with Marcel. But the description I have right here says assault, speed, and agility is another thing too. They said, and they said the reason why they gave it to Marcel is because of his quick wits. Oh, and by the way, the reason why they gave it to Peak is because of her superior judgment. Is the reason why for the Cart Titan. Because I like the reasons they gave, because I thought that was an interesting little point.
For sure.
But what do you think of the Jaw in Marcel's hands and the reason they chose him as kind of their leader?
I think this is like, because, I think Peak, you think of it, like in a video game term, the Cart Titan is like the healer, the person that goes around healing people. It brings supplies. I think that's why it kind of stuck with the Beast Titan, because, it would bring Zeke the boulders. It would bring Zeke, things to throw. And that's the strength of the Beast Titan.
Yeah.
With the Jaw Titan, it's so quick. And we saw Ymir did some damage with the Jaw Titan.
She did. Shout out to Ymir. Yeah.
For someone that wasn't trained her entire life for this moment, Ymir could do some damage. And that shows the strength of the Jaw Titan, that it can literally just go like wiping out, either garrisons or other Titans. And especially with someone that needs to think on their feet, needs to like be able to adapt quickly. You want that person to have, the scat back type Titan as well. You want it to have like, okay, I can think on my feet. I need to support here. I need to go there. I need to and so before people can react, the Jaw Titan will be on top of you.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like the rusher from Call of Duty. If you're rushing,
Yeah, exactly.
We just keep making references that have nothing to do with Attack on Titan.
Yeah, he's the submachine gun player for.
There you go.
He's the guy with the MP5 and Call of Duty.
That's exactly it. Shout out to Call of Duty. Also, I want to give a final shout out to Colossal. Obviously, we talked about it. They called it the God of Destruction. But you know what was funny to me, Ben, when they did the Colossal breakdown, is when they were like, this is the God of Destruction. And then they show the nuclear bomb, similar to like, nuclear tests we've seen in real life. Very reminiscent of that. And then Commander McGath was like, this is, an ultimate weapon, a God. Bertolt can handle it. They literally gave no reason. They just literally were like, oh, Hoover got it. Hoover's got it. And I was like, yeah, does he? Are you sure?
I was wondering that because, and I think they kind of give us like a throwaway line where, where they're like, hey, we need to go get the Jaw Titan. She's probably transformed into a human since she ate Marcel. Like, he's like, well, if we go after her, like if they know how to control it in the least, they can just run away. The Jaw Titan's too fast.
It's too fast.
It's like, no, like there's no way. She's like, well, Bertolt, how fast did you pick up the Colossal Titan?
That's a good point.
So he must have been like some kind of quick learner, whether, he's unsure of himself or maybe not the best student. Maybe, and we're going to see after 4 years how Armin handles maybe Armin is the right
Armin's probably cooking, bro.
That's the thing,
probably
is that
a beast.
Bertolt seems like a very Armin type character where he's smarter than he gives himself credit for. And we saw Bertolt when it clicked, boy, like we got lucky that we won that fight, or, they won that fight. I keep saying we, cause I'm still on Team Eren and Team Scout.
Survey Corps.
Yeah, Team Survey Corps.
I'm wearing the shirt. So I can't just be like Team Reiner right now.
Like Bertolt if he hadn't checked on Reiner, he could have single-handedly won that fight in that moment. But so there must have been something that stuck out to them about Bertolt and either his ability, because honestly, you just with how they used him in the fight against the wall, that's kind of all you need from the Colossal Titan. It's just the ability to take orders, be like, hey, this is when you blow up. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. And then just start like kicking stuff.
Yeah, just like doing low sweeps and stuff.
Yeah, start kicking stuff and moving around. I think that's definitely an interesting point. I just thought it was pretty funny the way they described the Colossal as like the ultimate power in the universe, and then let's give it to this kid. So let's move on to I wanted to say the quote that McGath had, Commander McGath. I think that's his name. I keep calling him that. When he was like, damn, I feel bad for the Islanders. They're about to get wrecked. They're gonna get destroyed. Talking about all these kids that are about to like wreck shop, and that's not what happened. No. Shout out to Erwin and Aaron and
Levi,
and Levi.
And you saw that ignorance from Zeke in season 3. He's like, what? A single soldier is what I'm supposed to be afraid of? Like they go in with this arrogance and this cockiness of like, we've been training our entire lives for this. These guys with no technology, with no idea what's actually happening to them, they're going to get smoked.
Well, can I echo something? There's a bunch of holes and clues and stuff that we still don't know, right?
Yeah.
So we still don't know how Armin got that book as far as like information outside the wall. I think it might have been someone who probably came from outside and just found his way in.
Real quick before you go on, we saw the moment right before the castle gets attacked. Ymir's reading that canned food.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, that's this. He's like, and Reiner, it clicks. He's like, oh my God, it's you, right before they get attacked. So he never has a chance to realize it. But yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, because that language, because I still don't think that's been explained because, okay, God, I'm trying to do so much brain thinking right now as far as like Eren speaks the same language that the Marley speak, otherwise they wouldn't understand him. But then when Zeke came in, he spoke to Mike. Shout out to him, he was dope, but he died. When he was like, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking the same language as you. You can understand me, right? But he was so shocked that he's like, there's a giant monkey talking to me.
Yeah.
So there's a language thing that maybe Ymir comes from a different nation. Man, I'm just speculating, right? And then the second thing for me is that technology that Zeke was like, this is badass. Where'd you guys come up with this when he was looking at the 3D maneuver gear? I think someone from Marley actually, this is my, theorizing. I think someone from Marley actually made that for them or maybe for the king, or something happened like 100 years ago where that technology, I thought he was so impressed with it. He was like, this is so badass. I've never seen anything like this. Where'd you guys come up with this technology? And he called it technology.
Yeah.
But again, it's another speculation thing that I'm sure they're going to tell us by like the end of the season.
Now, do you think that Zeke and Peak were the ones staying at that castle before Ymir and them got there? Do you think they were, undercover at that abandoned castle? Because otherwise, where would that food have come from? Where would those supplies come from with Eldian language, or Marley or Eldian language on there?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good point. But also, like, the first time we saw Zeke, at least I think, was when he was outside that castle and he was just kind of no, the first time we saw him was with Mike, when he ordered the Titans to eat him. But then he was walking around just like, and he's like, Connie was like, what's that weird beast one? And then that's when Reiner and Bertolt were like, oh crap, he's here. Why is he here?
Yeah.
And he was just kind of just walking around, just chilling.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't doing anything.
God, R.I.P. Mike, man. He was a badass.
He was just awesome. Yeah. He was so cool.
He was wiping out those Titans. If it wasn't for Zeke throwing his horse at him, he would have made it out of there.
Yeah, I think he would have even kept up with him, but that's just me.
I think so too. I think again, like they've seen the abnormal Titans, as they call them, but they've never seen a Titan throw a horse at him.
That's the thing too. Can I just even crazier speculation? The season 2 opening intro, we see a T-Rex, a whale, a giraffe.
Right?
What if the Beast Titan, you can pick any beast, like just a creature, like you can pick. Like if I want to be a giraffe or an elephant or a rhino, I could be a giant ass rhino. But when Zeke was a kid, he was playing with a little toy monkey. I don't know if you remember that. In season 3, where
you think he chose a monkey?
Well, remember he was playing with a little monkey.
Yeah,
and he was just like, yeah, I like this little monkey. Maybe he was like, I want to be a giant gorilla or a giant monkey. Because we saw the other beasts. Maybe those were like past Beast Titans in the past.
I think that's possible, but
he passed down and he ate the last one.
I think it's been a monkey for at least a little bit though, because they were talking about its throwing ability. But I definitely think it's possible.
Then again, that could be his throwing ability.
That's true. I think like when the founding Titan controlled all the other Titans, I think for sure that it was like, all right, you're gonna be a T-Rex and you're gonna do what I say and you're gonna eat people when I say. But I think like for military reasons, it's probably been a monkey for a while. But I like that theory.
Because I like that theory. You see the Beast Titan jogging with like a giraffe and a I think there's a T-Rex and there's some other like an elephant. There's like there's a giant whale that's like flying in the air.
I want to look this up real quick
please do, because it's incredible. I swear, dude. When you see that again, you're just like, wait a minute. What if you get to pick your Beast Titan? What if I want to be a giant wolf? Just be a badass wolf, just chomping on people, or a rhino or something like that. Again, this is people are probably laughing at us.
No, I love it
in the chat, just coming up with this ridiculous theory. But then, why is there a giant giraffe?
Of course, I have the thing, but it's like it's gotta what's coming up next in front of it. But
yeah, I don't know. That was just a theory I had thrown out there because to me, I'm so interested in seeing that come back and seeing that technology thing, because I still think 3D maneuver gear is so high tech that it must have been from someone else who created that.
Yeah, here I'll put it over here and I'll share my screen real quick. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So we got a T-Rex, the ape, a whale, another like an elephant, a giant elephant, looks like a camel over here. Another dinosaur, a long build. As I'm talking like Pete Postlethwaite from Lost World, but yeah, like all these different, a giant. Oh, like a lot of dinosaurs. Yeah,
like what if like, and you see the red glowing inside as if there's someone inside of there.
Yeah.
What if there's like those are the past Beast Titans?
I definitely think so. Like I said, I'm with you. Honestly, I'm with this tinfoil hat theory 100%.
I swear I'm not getting this from anywhere.
No. I honestly love this because I really think in the early days, the founding Titan controlled all the other Titans and they would just pick and choose like, all right, it's going to be a whale. It's going to be a megalodon. It's going to be a T-Rex. And then now I just think for the past few generations, because the Marleys have control of the Beast Titan, like, all right, we're going to make this into what we want. And you're going to be this monkey Titan so we can use you. Because I think a T-Rex Titan would be cool, but I don't think it's practical.
The little arms.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't grab you. But you know what's interesting, man? It kind of goes back into the theory of like, okay, so you're telling me that this devil of all Earth came up with this power. What if somehow they did get it from like, I don't want to say dinosaurs, but like some sort of like giant species? I don't know, some sort of weird technology blood thing. I guess it's a supernatural thing. I still don't know if that's the thing or if that's just a story they made up as far as them being like the devil gave him this power. And I'm like, the devil? But then again, like there's a lightning bolt that comes from like the sky. So it does seem like a little supernatural.
Like going full Shazam with the powers and everything. So we don't know. Like and that's the thing is that we've unlocked so much in these last 3 episodes of just like of information, but there's still just truckloads that are just every single. And that's the thing is that episode 1, they live behind a wall. There's Titans outside of it. Then suddenly there's a big Titan that kicks down the wall. And you're like, okay, we have our plot of, humans versus Titans. And then like the show has evolved so much with just more information we get.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, we're defending against Titans, but what are the Titans? And then we learn that, the Titans are people. But how are they people? And then we're learning that, the government knows they're people and the walls are made out of Titans. And the government's been erasing our memories. And there's interior police that have silenced anybody that asks questions. And now there's people that are trying to kill us on the outside. It's like, we just keep getting more and more info.
And it's like, crazier.
It's crazy and crazier.
Like it's way more insane than you imagine. They're like, how does she get rid of the memories? It's like she lets out a giant scream and it gets rid of their memories. And I'm like, what? Sure. And she built the walls using her own like flesh. Yeah. I guess. Sure. And then the way they can take away memories is another thing. The way the flesh like builds around the person's spine, right? Because we know about the spinal fluid.
Yeah.
But that's how they build the skeleton is around your natural spine. And that's why it's on the nape, because that's the back of the vertebrae. And that's what it builds around. But the flesh just comes out and it just like builds around your spine. And that's how you become a giant ass Titan.
Yeah.
So there's some science to it, but it's still pretty supernatural.
And like they're like, we learned that the reason why the nape is like they're like, I guess like we'll just cut the nape and that's how they die, and that's where the person is. Like we never realize it like that until like late season 2. It's like, is that the reason why? Even when Eren comes up out of the nape, like you never really put those two things together. That there's a person in every single Titan, and that's why they're dying when you slice the nape. And like they literally say like sometimes like, I didn't cut deep enough. It's because you didn't get to the person inside of the Titan.
Yeah. It's really interesting and fascinating for sure. I want to move on real quick just to the scene that Reiner became Alpha Dog when he took down Annie, when Annie was beating the crap out of him. There's a scene where he's choking her out, and that to me was a really quick defining scene. Obviously it's super brutal, and we see the close up on Reiner where he's like, Reiner's dead. I'm going to turn into the Marcel. You guys are going to listen to me. Like I'm the leader now kind of thing. And he had to do it to Annie because Annie was like the ultimate warrior. Yeah. So he kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like stomped the ground and beat her up and said, hey, I'm the leader now. I'm the boss. What'd you think of that scene? Because I thought that was like a pivotal moment.
It was definitely pivotal. And what surprised me is how bloodied up Reiner was. So you could tell that Annie was not holding back. Because Annie's strong. And, so, like, and that's the thing, like soldiers fight all the time. You saw literally in this episode, Reiner get punched and kind of go down. Like, they do that, like that dirt as like a bruise. But Annie was kicking the crap out of him. Like literally, if he wasn't a Titan, he probably would have died in that moment.
Yeah.
And so for him to come back right away and because, she's like, no, you're just here to save your own ass. We're going home. Like, that's it. Our leader is gone. And he literally, like someone in that chat says, I'm the captain now. Literally like chokes her out to the, like, he doesn't just choke her out. She passes out. Like her eyes roll back. And he's just like, no, I am literally choking you into a literal submission.
Yeah.
And we are going forward with this.
Yeah, that's Reiner's strength for you, right? I mean, obviously I talked about it last time as far as him being like an actual like freakishly strong dude, like naturally. And that's definitely him tapping into that, where if he wants to, he can snap and keep up with anyone, even Mikasa, even Annie type of level. But yeah, I thought that was a big moment. And then I want to finish up, Ben, at least for me in my notes, when it comes to the whole like Annie infiltrating the capital and trailing Zeke. I think I'm not Zeke, I'm sorry, Kenny. I think the reason why, and again, we don't get an explanation. We just see Kenny and we see Annie. And I think the reason why is because I think she found out that this guy is the protector of the king, of the founding titan. I think somehow she found out, she infiltrated the church or something where she's undercover. We see her with glasses and a pigtails. And she found out like maybe this is the guy that you need to, talk to or like trail to get your way to the founding titan, the king, because everyone knows that Kenny protects the king or something like that. And that's how she found Kenny. And then when she goes back to Reiner and she's like, if he's there, I'm screwed. I'm at my limit because that guy is OP. He's like super overpowered. He can beat the crap out of me. And I'm, powerful as well. So what do you think of that scene? Because that scene confused me for a sec.
That's such a good point because they do kind of thrust you into that. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think she had kind of narrowed it down to be like, there's something about this guy that like, he's like this mass murderer, like street thug, but there's something about him. There's like this rumor about that he's connected to power. There's something about that he's connected to power. And she was just getting to the bottom of it, but she ran into a brick wall, literally. Because she was,
she kicked it.
Yeah, and like she probably tracked a million people to try and get to this, but this was the one guy she couldn't fool. There was the one guy where she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He's like, "No, stop! Like, tell me what you're doing, or I'm gonna kill you." Like, Kenny doesn't care; he'll kill a 13, 14, whoever. It doesn't matter. Like, and so she had kind of run out and be like, "Okay, this is the one lead I can't follow. It's a lead, and that's why I feel like she didn't tell anybody about it because she was just like, it's not going to go anywhere."
Yeah, she even said it.
Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. We can't track him. We can't get any we're not going to be able to torture information or beat information out of him. And he can probably kill us, and we'd have to reveal ourselves as Titans just to beat him.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting because I felt like that was them like discovering Kenny and figuring out that he was like the protector of the king, kind of like what we found out last season. And part 1 of season 3, when we found out that Kenny devoted himself to the king. And I think somehow Annie and Reiner found that out, and they were like, "Oh, let's trail this guy and we'll get to the founding titan." But again, like you said, she couldn't keep up with Kenny because it's Kenny. Also, have you noticed, and this is just me, and again, probably my last like speculation being stupid kind of thing, as far as like just the same as like my Beast Titan theory as far as those dinosaurs. My thing is, have you noticed that in Japanese, every time they say devil species or devilish or devil, it sounds like they're saying Ackerman? I don't know if that's the pronunciation of devil in Japanese, but they say they're like Ackerman, and I'm just like, is that how you say like devil in Japanese? Again, this is me just like throwing a Hail Mary. I have no idea. This is probably wrong. But if that's the case,
Akuma. It's Akuma. Devil is here. Let me do this. I'll stop screen and then I'll share the audio as well.
Okay, so I don't have to.
No. Bring it up, and then it's literally just this.
Akuma.
Yeah, that's it. So every time they say that, I'm just like, are they saying Ackerman?
I think there might be a reason why they're named Ackerman. If that's the word for devil, I think the show it's not. It has its subtleties, and sometimes it doesn't have a subtlety.
No. So. Yeah, there's certain times where they're not. So Muhammad in the chat is saying that Akuman or Akuma is how you say devil in Japanese, and it's interesting because it's so similar to Ackerman, which is a very Western sounding name. That is the race of people that are super powered, like Kenny, Levi, and Mikasa, who we know are Ackermans, who we know are like super powered people.
Yeah, they don't. They're not. They're not controlled by the founding Titan. Like they're
and they're super strong.
And they're super strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's something there as far as like we're gonna find out what makes the Ackerman special eventually, as far as what their superpowers are, and as far as like them passing down their bloodline, because we know about Kenny's sister as well, which obviously is Levi's mom.
Yeah.
And then we know about, we might even find some hidden Ackermans, right? Because I mean, Levi's mom was in a brothel. So
yeah,
there's probably some, hidden Ackermans that might pop out maybe this season.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might happen.
I don't know. I don't know if the show can handle any more Ackermans though. with Levi and Mikasa. Like, oh man, that's a power.
Well, when Kenny came out, Kenny was like wrecking shop. I was like, yo, Kenny might kill them all. But then there's that, and then there's we'll find out what the Tybers are next week, as far as like what are their special powers, what makes them so powerful and so special. But either way, that's all I have in my notes, unless you have anything else, or unless the chat has anything else.
Malmad with what I thought about Eren's monologue, and I need to watch it again because I was on a Zoom call that went too long. I was trying to watch it at least twice, and I'm like halfway through it right now, so I'm gonna watch it again for sure, especially that scene because, like, after all that information, Eren just like dumps, and I think Eren's at that same point where it's just like this fighting is never gonna stop, and I think Eren. I say that there's no way that Eren and Reiner talk, but after that speech, it might convince me otherwise because I think Eren still hates Reiner, but I think after seeing the conditions the Eldians live in, how they're forced to fight as Titans, how they're forced to do this, wear armbands, and he's seeing other POW or PTSD soldiers killing themselves. They're like fed scraps. Like even as the child warriors that they're like passing around an apple because that's all they're given. Like they're like in that scene where they're all talking, they're literally like tossing an apple to each other because that's all they get. And these are like the preferred. These are like the honorary Marleys, even though they couldn't care less. You heard what that guy said, like. Oh, the Titans are eating the Middle Easterns like you Eldian beasts used to do to us. And it's like, it doesn't, like, they don't give two shits about these Eldians, regardless of what they do for them.
Yeah.
And so I think that Eren might be like there's gonna start to be some sympathizing.
Is it? That's what you got from his speech? Because I saw him talking about hell and how he's gonna unleash hell. You
wonder who it's gonna be for, though.
That's
is it
true.
Gonna be for Marley, or is it gonna be for the fellow Eldians? Because Eren is gonna kill somebody. Someone is gonna pay for his mother's death.
I think it's gonna kill everybody.
I think it's possible too. But you see, like I'm getting sucked into this. I'm like, no, they're all in pain. They're all suffering. Yeah. You guys need to. All the Titans need to join up. And you will kill Marley.
Yes, you guys need to literally sit down, talk it out, hold hands, sing a song. Because this is not the way to do it. Yeah, but Zarin in the chat is saying, sounds like someone has been simmering, is getting ready to blow. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what his speech was. It was very much like, talking about how he's, people who keep moving forward and keep seeing past the light of hope. And maybe that light of hope is actually hell. And past that hell's another hell. And I was like, all right, Eren. Yeah. I know it's you.
Yes.
You could just say it now.
There's no hiding that.
Yeah. So that was what I got from it too. I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen with Eren, what's going to happen with this crew, because I'm honestly, man, I'm at a point now where I'm so Team Reiner, it's not even funny. But I'm always going to be like, obviously Team Survey Corps. I have the shirt, and Team Eren and all that. But at the same time, I'm curious what the Tybers are going to do. What if the Tybers, again, it's a speculation, because based off what Galliard said, and Galliard seemed to be kind of an a-hole. We found out this episode, like, man, Galliard was
Galliard's a little bit. I mean, like, we got that passive aggressiveness, like, from him. We're like, why did my brother save you? Are you trying to be my brother right now? Like, and then he also called Ymir pitiful too. Yeah, he called Ymir pitiful, and like I could tell, like, if my sister like died protecting someone that I didn't feel like deserved it, I'd be like a little passive aggressive about it too. But then, like, you could tell, like, he hates Reiner. He really does. Like, he got passed up over him.
Yeah, and then we saw him as a kid being like a super dick to Reiner.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he might have softened up a little bit though, because he seemed like a normal dude at the meeting last episode. But even he was like the Tybers, those a-holes. Like they live in their mansion and they're rich and they don't even fight and they just kind of do whatever they want, like them. Like when he said that, it almost made me feel like, what if the Tybers are the ultimate villain? What if this squad right here, as far as like Peak, Galliard, Reiner, and Zeke and Zeke join up with Eren and Armin to try and fight Tiber and the Marleys, and maybe Tiber is so powerful, the Warhammer is like god power, like straight up Thor, and he's like swinging Mjolnir around. That maybe that's the ultimate villain they have to face, and they can eventually like come together.
Me and Ace
fight the true enemy.
Come on, fight together. Like I'm so team Survey Corps, and I want, I'm like.
But what do you think of my theory, though?
I like it. I think it's possible. I think there's eventually I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be this next generation. If on Reiner's deathbed, he's going to give sneak Falco some spinal fluid and be like, hey, eat me real quick. And then you have to do what I couldn't do. You have to rebel against Marley and join up with the scouts. I don't know if it's going to be that, or I don't know if it's going to be Galliard and Zeke. I don't think it's going to be Zeke.
I think Zeke's too far gone. Yeah,
Zeke is too far gone,
and he's too old, and he's got 1 year left.
Yeah, he's got 1 year left. He's trying to redeem himself for the Paradise Island failure. Zeke is too far gone. I think with Zeke goes Peak, so I think those two are gone. Maybe Galliard.
I think Peak and Galliard. Like Galliard may be an 8, but Peak seems like such a sweet girl. Like she seems nice.
Very happy-go-lucky. She's just happy to be there.
That was my thing, and then the second thing I was thinking of was Batman v Superman, where Batman and Superman put their differences aside to fight Doomsday.
Yeah,
and then I thought about I was like, "What's Eren's mom's name?" And I remember it was Carla. And what if Eren is like beating up Reiner? And he's like, save Carla, and he's like, why did you say that name? Why did you say? And he finds out that Reiner's mom's name is Carla, and he has to go save Reiner's mom.
Yeah,
it's all just BVS.
But that's the thing, is that we can come up with these crazy tinfoil hat theories about what's going to happen, but it's all on the table. It really is. We don't know where anybody's loyal. Like, we know that Zeke and Levi are due for a battle. Like, we know Zeke and Levi are due for battle for sure. They're getting a rematch, and Levi is not letting him go again.
That's my thing. I rewatched, I think it's called Midnight Sun, the episode where Armin eats Bertold, and they have the whole decision thing. At the end of that episode, Levi says, literally his final words to a dead Erwin is like, hey, man, I promised you I'm going to kill the Beast Titan. That's what I'm going to do. Obviously not right now, though. But, for now, rest in peace. Peace out, man. But he said, he doubled down on it. Like, I will kill the Beast Titan. That is my life's mission. So I guarantee Levi's going to kill him. Like, there's no way he's going to not follow through on that promise.
Like, he knows he owes so much to Erwin for, turning his life around.
Yeah.
And he will do anything to get Zeke. And that's the thing. Like, Zeke could literally save the day for the scouts. It would not matter. Zeke is dying by Levi's hand.
Bro, I swear, I keep referencing movies, but this is what I do. X-Men First Class. He's like, I agree with everything you said, but you killed my mom. And he just pulls out the coin and it flows towards Zeke.
Yes, it's gonna happen.
And it's like, no!
And that might happen with Eren and Reiner.
And Reiner.
Reiner could be like, hey, no, dude, I'm telling you, I got this kid Falco. He's gonna take the armor, and he's the new armor titan, and we're gonna rise up against the Marley. He's like, cool. You
kill my mom. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Where he's like, dude, I love your family. Your family's great. I understand your perspective. But you kill my mom.
I see the plight.
You're gonna have to die.
I've been living in this internment camp undercover. I get it, but you killed my mom.
And he's pulls out the coin, and it floats towards Reiner's. It's
happen.
Literally X-Men First Class. That's what I thought too. I really did think that, where he's never gonna let that go.
No
way. That's his
like
mom, bro.
those are the two certainties, the only two certainties that I have in this show.
Yeah.
Is that Reiner and Eren are gonna fight. It won't matter. They're gonna talk. They might have a discussion, and they might be like, "I get it, bro. Yeah, I get it too. Okay, now I'm gonna kill you." Yeah. And then Zeke and Levi are fighting again. And unless Zeke in the last 4 years has developed some,
he'll have backup. I think he'll have backup.
He'll have backup.
I think he'll have Galliard and Peak fighting next to him against Levi, because Levi's that powerful.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that unless he got some Beast Titan Jiu-Jitsu going on there, like there's no way Zeke is keeping up with Levi.
Yeah, I think he'll get back up, and I think that's how it'll make it even.
Yeah, I think it'll be Jaws and Beast versus Levi, possibly Levi and Mikasa, and I'm excited to see the like we've gotten the Jaws Titan versus like armies. I want to see them versus some ODM gear. I want to see that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. That's tough. That's tough to beat.
Yeah.
Either way, guys, thank you for everyone in the chat. I love Helsing 747. Eat me real quick, bro.
Hey, eat me real quick, bro. That's the title. That's actually the title of the finale. Eat me real quick.
Yeah, that's the title of this new season of Attack on Titan.
It is.
Dude, I swear, dude. This is the last thing I'll say. When Hanji revealed the whole like, I figured out how they do it, and I know what they're gonna do with Eren when Kenny took Eren. Yeah, Kenny and Rod Rice took Eren, and he's like, they're gonna eat Eren, and I was like, eat him? What? I don't know why I imagined like the worst vision in my head. Yeah, I literally imagined that. I imagined like weird cannibalism where they cook him and they like literally do like a fry him and all that. Yeah. I was like that? Like that's weird. Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining us this episode on Talk on Titan. We really enjoyed it. Let us know what you think in the comments down below if you're watching this on replay. Obviously, we want to pump up those comments, pump up those likes, because we appreciate each and every one of you, and we want to make more Attack on Titan videos. So if we're gonna make more Attack on Titan videos, we would love anyone who enjoys this to comment, let us know. Anyone who likes it to like the video. That would be the best way to show us that you actually watch Attack on Titan like we do.
No, again, I just have to reiterate, please, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
We are putting our faith in internet commenters, which can be dangerous. You guys have been awesome for the last 3 weeks. So please, just like, we know the manga's out there. We know this has been finished, but we are purely anime watchers. And I got one spoiler by accidentally reading the manga, and that was Levi versus the Beast Titan Part 1. And I don't want to do that ever again.
No, watching this show without spoilers is the most glorious feeling in the world. I will never forget watching season 2, episode 6, Warrior, and seeing Reiner Bertold reveal that. I died. I died. It was incredible. So that to me is a feeling I want to get this season. So please, guys, anyone who's watching, please respect that, and we believe in you. Either way, Ben, where can everyone find you, man?
Everything at the Ben Goddard. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. I'm doing a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel, guys, so go check that out. Subscribe if you can, and follow me on Twitch.
Obviously, guys, I'm at Squad Leader Race. You can follow us right here at First Cut. Subscribe to First Cut if you haven't done so already for more Attack on Titan videos. And follow us on social media at First Cut TMO. Squad Leader, that's where I'm at. You can see the banner of Mikasa on the back because I love Attack on Titan. Either way, guys, bless you. For the First Cut crew and for the Attack on Titan crew, we're peacing out. Peace.
Peace.